Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back for some more Dominion 6. Last time we looked at EA Mechone, or Mechany, Mechony, Mechane, I don't know. They had some big giants, couple big giants, and we played with Divinitas and Magic Enhanced. And so we got some big bowls, some big brass bowls that did big brass bowl stuff. And it was a very quick win. 26 turns, I think it was, or something like that. We're going to roll up another one now. Let's do it. 227. That is M.A. Trante, which I think is a... That's a standalone one. I should have Trante. Yes. By it, that. And that should be in the big bundle that I put together. The merged mod. Okay. And we're going to do a vanilla game this time. I like to sprinkle in vanilla games every once in a while. We'll sprinkle in a completely random one with east-west wraparound, large size, completely random cave layer. This is Mangg's LP's 111, 111 MA. We're going to play with 5 defensive mighty AIs. And we're going to go down to Trante. In this big, massive list we have now. Trante, Troubled Seas. Alright. Very few travelers have written of Trante, obscured as it is by a pall of supernatural fog and ringed by lighthouses which lead visiting ships away towards open seas. Within these defenses, the Kingdom of Doubt is peculiarly a league of cities scattered across the forgotten archipelago of Trantis. Most of the league's population are natives, descendants of the Corsairs of antiquity, but the urban and priestly classes are partial descendants of Velshi and Ermorians who survived the catastrophic eruption of Mons Sorakti. The kingdom is led by the Perfectes, kings in nothing but name, who probe the secrets of existence while wandering the endless baths of Trante. The League, or Trant, I'm not sure. The League is perpetually bedeviled by misfortune and enemy, and made all the worse by its proximity to the fiery mains of Sorakt and the ashen legions of Ermor. The common folk are assured that this is nothing but a test and an illusion, and that soon the divine truth will be made plain to all the world. With the coming of the awakening god, the people of the archipelago are shocked to find themselves almost believing it. Okay, so we have a race of humans. We start on an island, if possible. We have ocean sailing, trace income across oceans. We have resource-efficient medium and heavy infantry, expensive cavalry and archers. Cheap sacred infantry recruitable in all forts. Water magic, glamour, astral, some nature, earth, fire, and air. Good mix, I guess. We have above-average priests, heretic inquisitors, and priestly researchers. Our Dominion hides province ownership. We have misfortune limit +1, magic limit +1, and a free bless point, which is always nice. And we have fortified cities. Okay. Merchant envoy, sailing, stealth 50, spy. Nice. Syndic, 50 leadership, gives a little resource bonus. Okay. Leaders of guilds in Trante. Potentate. 125 leadership. Tax collector, sailing, and defense organizer 2. That's a nice little thing. Yeah, good price too for 125 leadership. Dubitatore. 1 holy. Inquisitor and heretic 1. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good, actually, for shredding enemy dominion. You know, it has to be well, it's pretty good for AI, for single player, since the enemy usually has far more dominion than I do, and meaning that we often have a lot of provinces that are within enemy dominion. So not a bad idea to just make like 4 of these and just sprinkle them around. Credente Mayor. Level 1 Holy, Sailing, True Sight. Okay, so this is your non-heretical priests, non-inquisitorial priests. Disciples. They get +1 to Astral or Glamour, and then Fire, Air, Water, Earth, or Nature. That is quite a collection of paths. So they're going to have 9 research with that, and they get Divine Insight. So they can, well, yeah, so... Right. This is usually only really a good thing if you have priests that aren't mages normally, and then you can just make priest researchers, and they're usually really cheap, because they're just like level 1 holy, but they might have like 5 research or something. And then you can get like magic +1 or 2, and then sprinkle them in temples everywhere, or labs everywhere, and just, you know, research. But for our purposes, these guys are already just mages. They're not even priests, they're just sacred. So this is actually a detriment. We can only have so many researchers of this type in one spot. Limited to the strength of dominion in the province. So this is actually a pretty negative thing for us, in that I'm going to have to make labs everywhere. We're going to check our other mages, of course. They might not have this. They do promote. Once they get 25 XP, they will promote. And remember, every commander, every unit gets 1 XP per round per month, no matter what. 25 is kind of high. The mage we make on the first turn will be promoted on like turn 26. But mages we use in combat will promote much faster. Nons. 2 water, 1 astral, 2 holy, and then water, earth, astral, glamour, 10% for another one. They do not have the restriction, but they're 4 recruitment points. Which also makes it kind of tricky to actually get full, like, water communions going. Yeah, hard to say. Docente, cap only. Astral 1, holy 1, +1 to astral or glamour, +2 to fire, air, water, earth, or nature. I mean, these guys are certainly very useful. They're 2 recruitment points, 225 gold, and they have Adept Researcher +4, and they don't have the other thing of Divine Insight. So, yeah, this will be our main mage that we're going to be making. And what this means, really, is that we can kind of, if we want, just completely ignore communions. Because basically every single one of our mages will be useful to some ability. But we may gather up some of the like-minded ones in order to, like, cast a big battle enchantment or something like that. Like, we may take... trying to think of what would be, like, the most likely thing that we would do. Oh, so we might take, like, 4 of the air ones. And put them together in a communion to boost one of the air guys' air skill by, like, 4 or whatever. Or 5 air guys, whatever. And then he could cast Army of Mist, for example. So we might do something like that, like limited usage communions. But, yeah, these guys are all going to be useful for something. We could also maybe throw a few of the glamour one. Well, no. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because we're going to have a bunch that have 1 astral, 1 glamour. So you might be able to throw a few of those together to cast Twilight, and then that buffs all the glamours. But I say that, I know I'm never going to do that. So it's just, yeah. But they're all useful mages for a good price, so I like that. Catapan, cap only. 2 water. Fire or air, 10% for another fire, air, water. They're slavers, so they can get slave units. 100 leadership. I mean, they have slightly less leadership than the Potentate. They're a bit pricier. Well, basically more than twice as pricey. But they get 2 water at the very least. I don't know how valuable that is, though. And then, like, this guy also has tax collector, defense organizer. It would just be like, oh, I want slavers. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Not sure. Not sure exactly why I would recruit these. Perfecte, cap only. 1 water, 3 glamour. Oh, well, forget what I was saying then about the glamour communion. These guys can just cast Twilight. 2 holy, and then another air, water, astral, glamour, 10% for another one. So you could have glamour 4s on these. But really, the extra air doesn't really do anything. If they get astral, you could throw them into a communion, I suppose. But mostly it's just like, yeah, here's your glamour 3 mages. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what I would use them for. They are old, unfortunately. Uninspiring with 150 leadership is like great. They do have philosopher +3. So they're not really good researchers if we take productivity, but we'll see what we end up taking. Coastal forts, we get stipendaires. 75 leadership with a gold star. Pretty uncommon thing to see, I think. Sailing and pillager 3. Yeah, okay. And Far East coastal provinces. Fire 1, Glamour 1. Fire, Water, Astral, 10% for another. And they're stealthy. Well, yeah, I mean, it's decent research for the price, right? 11 for 135 gold that I can recruit anywhere I have a lab on a coast is not a bad arrangement. 33% of them will have 2 fire, which is pretty solid. Fire 1, water 1, maybe gets you acid bolts. I don't think so, but maybe. And the astral, it's, you know, anyone with 1 astral can always throw a body ethereal on some guys. Hard to say. Units. We have the Guild Knight. 16 protection, 9 defense. Pretty average otherwise. Castle defense bonus, and they have a War Brand. Length 2, 10 attack, 23 slashing damage, 200 weapon. So no shields. But we have seen far worse, like, militia than that. Oh, that's because this is our militia. Okay, no, we've seen far worse militia than this. Kind of average across the board, which in itself is already good. 11 protection, 15 defense, with a 7 parry tower shield. That means that most things that are going to hit this guy are going to go through 26 protection. That's pretty good. And he has length 3 trident, which is a short trident. 15 piercing damage. Only 9 attack. Granted, it's not great. But, yeah, that is pretty useful unit. The other militia gets the long trident and no shield, so length 4, 19 piercing. But, I think this is a far less usable unit most of the time. I mean, 12 protection is not bad. It's not bad, but yeah, you know, they're depending on repels, and they only have 10 attack. So it's hard to say. Guild Knight, 16 protection, 12 defense, 8 speed, 7 encumbrance. 6 parry on the kite shield is pretty good though, and 18 damage hammers. I mean, you know, you wouldn't be steered too wrongly by taking these guys. 7 encumbrance is kind of high. 12 defense kind of low. But the kite shield is It's not bad. Yeah, it's okay. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. Mariner Knight, cap only. Limited to 12 per turn. 16 protection, 13 defense, 12 morale, 12 hit points. With the Patinated Sword. Attack 13, 12 slash blunt damage. With the Suspicious Wound effect on damage. So it's armor negating, false damage, magic resistance negates, and it gets half your strength. So 5 armor negating is pretty good. But keep in mind, you already have to have done damage. And with only 12, you know, that's going to be many cases where that doesn't happen. But if you do hit and do damage, it's kind of a kill more effect on most units. That being said, they only have bucklers. I think they're good. I just don't think they're really a frontliner, but on a flank, they're really kind of solid. Trante, Sacreds with True Sight. So this is not cap only. Non-cap only Sacred with basically above average stats in everything. 12 protection, 11 defense. 16 on the head. 4 encumbrance. They have length 3 glaives, 10 attack, 22 damage. Yeah. And then there's this Trante, which gets ambidextrous 2 and 2 maces for 16 damage. Pretty similar stats otherwise. 1 less defense. Okay. We get Shepherd Slinger. Non-fort provinces. Anything. Any province doesn't have a fort. They're stealthy 40. 5 protection. No helmet, no shield. Length 3/4 staffs and slings. Well, it's a slinger, you know. That's what it is. And we have pretty easy access to fire. Or relatively easy access to fire. I mean, 20% of these guys will have fire too. And getting Hail of Burning Embers is pretty tricky. But I guess you bring along 3 gems, you bring along Fire in a Jar and the Elemental Apprentice, and bada boom, you have all your slingers have 8 armor piercing fire damage on top of it. Is that something I'm going to do? Maybe. They're pretty cheap and you can recruit them anywhere, but I often am annoyed by that, by having to roam around and pick up all these shitty slingers. But yeah, maybe. I have seen the masked slingers in effect. And especially if we do mostly Tradantes with fire resistance thrown on there. You know, that could go the distance. But we'll talk about the Sacreds in a bit. Sikeliot Archers. Only in non-fort coastal provinces. Okay. They have helmets, they've got armor, they've got average stats for an archer. Range 35 shortbow, 11 attack, 11 piercing. They are your just kind of bog standard archers, although they do have 18 damage falchions and a patrol bonus. So, not bad. Much pricier than the archer or the slinger, of course. Sikeliot Guardsmen, coastal provinces. They get leather shields, parry 4, 14 defense, 11 protection, pretty average otherwise, 18 damage falchions, patrol bonus 1, and bodyguard 1. It's usually just not something I'm going to make because it doesn't fill any sort of gap in my army. Yeah, you can make them in any coastal province, but again, you're talking about making like, I don't know, 6 a turn or something. It's not a bad idea, and usually you should. You just should, because it's better than spending money on PD in that province. Because you might be able to then gather 100 of them up and use them in a big battle. Logrian Sellsword, coastal forts. kind of above average in a lot of departments, slightly. 13 protection, 12 defense with 6 parry kite shields, 19 slashing damage axes, 6 encumbrance. Yeah, that's it's not a bad unit either, but you're starting to get pretty pricey on resources, but it's in coastal forts. Now, if you have a fort on the coast, are you going to pick these, or are you going to pick, like, the Guild Knights for 5 more resources each? 3 less gold. I mean, these guys have 16 protection or 15 on the body. These guys only have 12 on the body. And then they're carrying the same shields. 19 slashing versus 18 blunt piercing. Yeah, it's true. But they do have 2 extra hit points too. That does kind of matter. But if I'm just going to make these guys and they're going to sit there, the castle defense bonus is kind of nice. These guys do have 1 less encumbrance. I'd say it's kind of close. Honestly, the 5 resource cost might be the difference here. And, but the protection, 3 protection is pretty fucking significant. I can't argue with that. So that might be the deal breaker. But I don't know, it depends. And then Logrian Lancer, Coastal Fort Cavalry, our only cavalry option. This is sort of medium heavy. Kind of a good price, really. 16 protection, 16 defense, 24 speed, only 10 MR, 17 damage lance, 17 damage broadsword. They get kite shields. The Warhorse, though, 20 hit points, 7 protection, 11 defense with a hoof. Yeah, I'd put him in the medium cav range, which is not bad. I'd probably, at a coastal fort, I would just be making these rather than anything else. But yeah. Okay, our capital increases sloth by a maximum of 2. That's not great. Does give 40 extra resources, though. And, smattering of gems. Okay, look at national spells. Conjuration. Conjure Apprehension. 3 glamour, 1 holy, 1 glamour gem in combat. Range 5. Conjures an apprehension, a loping specter in the form of a great mane. Okay. I mean, I'm all for powerful glamour combat summons. Yeah, we'll have to give that a try. Contemplate Supernal. 3 astral, 2 glamour, 30 astral pearls. Summons Supernal Commander. And a hazy idea of the perfect being. A potent astral caster, very dangerous to the weak-minded. Alright. I don't know if we'll get that far, but maybe. Alteration. Nothing. Evocation. Call Pang. Another combat spell for Glamour 1, Holy 1. Summons a Pang. Though it is ephemeral, its touch can give an enemy pause, possibly for long enough to be slain. Possibly. But we can spam the ever-loving shit out of these things, so we'll have to try that. Thicket of Dread. 2 glamour, 1 holy, 1 glamour gem. Range 1, 5+ effects. Okay, so it's the group Pang spell. Yeah, maybe. You have to have Glamour 4 to get 6 of them, so it's going to be 5 most of the time. And it does take Glamour gems, but Dream Spools are in good supply usually. Summon Looming. 3 Glamour gems and 3 Glamour, 2 Holy. Does 1 person effect, range 100, precision 1, 300 fatigue, 3 gems. Frighten 20, armor negating, doesn't affect friendly. And then it summons a Lumi. Channels the fears of a group of enemies, except it only affects 1. So I don't know if this is a mistake, or if this was supposed to be number of effects, like 5 or something like that. But I think you're mainly casting this to summon the Lumi. So maybe we'll see about that. That's it for evocation. Construction. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. Enchantments. Nothing. Thaumaturgy. Ars Dubitatio. 10 Glamour Gem Ritual. Remove all dominion in a province. Has no effect on provinces with temples. Wow. Well, this makes it fucking worthless in single player. Well, that's not true. Because we'll take provinces that will definitely have like 8 enemy dominion. And after we raise the temple, we could just cast this. And boom. That is a massive swing. So yeah, this might get cast multiple times if I remember it exists. Ars Supernalis, 15 Astral Pearls, 4 Astral. Remove all friendly dominion in an own province, granting 1d3 Glamour Gems per 2 candles lost. Wow. Ooh boy. So, you know, like, say you do it in your capital, right? Because your capital's probably going to be surrounded by temples anyways. This doesn't say you can't have a temple there. So, say you remove it from your capital where you have like 8 dominion. You're going to get 4d3 Glamour Gems, which on average is going to be 8. So you're spending 15 Astral Pearls to get 8 Glamour Gems on average from like a province like that has a lot. And it's like, why would you ever spend 15 Astral Pearls to do it on a province that has like 3 dominion so you can get 1d3 Glamour Gems? I don't know how this is just not better from... I don't get that. This one, I don't get at all. If anyone wants to chime in on like a good use case for this. But for me, I feel like this should cost like 2 Astral Pearls, maybe. I don't know. And then level 9, Apocalypsis. 20 Astral Pearls, 3 Astral, 3 Glamour. Remove all dominion in province. Population minus 3% per candle lost. Unrest plus 6 per candle lost. Now there is something you might actually use, but it's a level 9 spell. So yeah, we won't see that one, but okay. Nothing in blood, of course, and nothing in divine. All right, so let's see. I think, yeah, like I said, the Guild Knights are pretty solid. I actually think the Militia are pretty solid if I just wanted to mass that. I think the Mariner Knights are going to be pretty nice on a flank with the special suspicious wound damage. I think that's pretty good. And then I think the Cavalry could be useful as well. But let's talk about the Sacreds. Are they worth it? I don't see how they are not worth it. The only issue really I have with them is they don't have shields. And that means that we kind of have to take a somewhat heftier... Well, they have 12 protection on the body. Let's say we take Undying 5 and Enchanted Blood or something like that. You know, that's a classic one. So that would give them 21 hit points with 12 protection. The average arrow is going to do like, I don't know, 2 damage, 3 damage, something like that. The problem is, of course, yeah, they're not cap only. You're still limited by holy points, of course. And then they're useful in large numbers rather than like some giant sacred that's good with just like 4 of them. Or sacred heavy cav. So you're going to have to round up a lot of these guys. The question, I guess, is a heavy working man's bless better or something much more targeted, like trying to just give them etherealness? I'd lean towards working man bless, of course. They already have 22 damage, slashing, piercing, which is pretty strong. Length 3 glaives, pretty strong. but they have low defense, low attack with no shields, and low protection. So they really would like a lot of defense and Undying and Enchanted Blood. Whereas Etherealness, yeah, it'll help. But basically, you're just having... You're basically just having standard troops. And you're just going to lose 75% less of them. Which is good in its own right. But you're also going to have... probably, you know, like however percent less of their numbers compared to standard troops. Because you're limited by holy points. Compared to just making, like, the militia. I mean, if you compare these militia to those other guys... Most of the time, like, if you removed Sacreds here, I'd probably rather just have this militia. But that's because I really value tower shields quite a bit. 15 defense with the tower shield is pretty significant. To the point of I'm almost tempted to just pick them over the fucking, the Guild Knights. I'm not sure yet. But I'm kind of tempted. Especially because they have length 3 weapons with 15 piercing. Which is pretty nice. Their attack value is not very high. So, yeah, I mean, these are not super strong troops. And that's why the Working Man's Bless works. Because it turns good troops into really good troops. And it turns, like, mid troops into good troops. And so, with the Working Man's Bless, they definitely become my just best troops. With Etherealness and nothing else, they become alright. Unless we encounter any sort of magic weapons, and then they're just back to being shit. So, yeah, I mean... And then, like, which one to pick? Honestly, yeah, I might lean towards these. I might lean towards these on a flank rather than trying to make these guys work as a front line, because we're going to be probably... Yeah, I mean, we might just use the militia as a front line. It's very unusual for me, but I'm leaning that way. Okay. So, for our Pretender then... Ooh, Gate to Nowhere, 120 points. Astral 3. Dread 10 / Pierce Resistance. Gets a starting sight. Whatever exactly that is. It's got Population Killer 10. And it's unteleportable though, so this will always be there in our capital forever. Which is not something I really love. Our capital almost never gets actually... I don't know if we've ever... Have we ever experienced it? Like once. Maybe? Yeah, maybe once. An Annihilating Urge. Soul Sling. Yeah. Okay. But, I mean, it is cheap at 120. New Magic Paths cost 40. That is pretty good. I mean, if I was going to go Etherealness, that's a very strong option. Supernal Supreme, 220 points. New Magic Paths cost 60. It's got Astral and Glamour. Ethereal Illusion, which is like Spirit Form, I guess. Damage Reversal, Void Sanity, Spirit Sight. It has Teleport. Map Move 100, so it can go anywhere on the fucking map instantly. It has Refutation. 999 false damage. Yeah, I mean, it's... We don't usually do Titans. We don't usually do Dominion 3 stuff almost ever. Just because it falls in that gap of just like, I don't have a good use for this. It's mostly like a late game kind of use. And I would rather, in that case, just airdrop a monolith onto something, but... Yeah, hard to say. Perfectissimi, 100 points. Glamour 1. It's got Philosopher +5. True Sight, Sailing. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'm kind of maybe leaning towards the Gate to Nowhere. Just because I want to know what the special sight is. Oh, we can't pick him awake. Interesting. Right, so for the usual stuff, we're going to need blood 4. We're going to need death, at least. We're going to need fire and water. We're going to need for scales... Probably barely even across the board. We have sloth 2 in our capital. Or sloth +2, or our productivity -2 in our capital. But we do get 40 extra resources, which isn't much. So we at least want to take productivity 1, order 1. I think we probably want to take pretty high dominion if we're actually going to go heavy on the sacreds. Yeah, maybe something like that. Blood Surge, Enchanted Blood, Defense, Defense, Undyne, 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 Undyne. I think we gotta go heftier than that. Yeah, okay. So this means they'll have, let's see. These guys will have 21 hit points total, assuming they don't... Yeah, I mean, basically 21 hit points total. They heal 1 every 2 rounds. They'll have 13 MR. They'll have, with Blood Surge active, plus... Or they'll have 16 attack, I think. 11 defense, 19 damage on their 2 maces. And... Oh no, 13 defense. Right, 13 defense. Which isn't much, but it's better than not having 13 defense. Yeah, now I'm kind of iffy. It doesn't sound all that impressive when you run down the numbers. But then you think, okay, it's volume, right? You have a lot of sacreds. But remember, we don't have any other level 3 priests. No other level 3s. So, yeah, there's that. But we can do communions, which will boost holy. That's true. Yeah, I'm not sure. What would I do if I wanted to be more impactful? Well, yeah, I mean, we'd probably lean towards etherealness, but it's just too expensive. We could take Fate Weaving maybe instead of maybe Blood Surge or something. Because Fate Weaving essentially like doubles your damage output. Sort of. Although that is incarnate only. And then, Or we could go for solar weapons instead. They do get 2 attacks, but that's never that great either. I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll just see how it goes. Fomiragist. All praise Fomiragist. What the hell are we... Oh, we're doing a standard... Yeah, we're doing standard everything. Standard. Okay, standard. Let's try as a vanilla map. That took a while. So, we do not start on an island. That's a bummer. We do start with a site. Apparently does absolutely nothing until he probably comes out, so that's good. Does mean we can make cavalry in our capital, though. That's pretty nice. But yeah, we're going to start with this militia. Maybe some Mariner Knights. Just as a big... Yeah. Something like that. And for mages, we're mostly looking at Docentes, that big adept researcher. For research, I mean, yeah, the Supernal sounds fun, but that's high end. It's always the thing, like, I never, you know, I always think about, well, I'm gonna put shit into combat, so we want combat stuff. But the thing is, I don't put mages into combat for a long time because I just want to do more research. But I think that's probably a mistake a lot of the time. I think you should pull mages off of research to help you win battles. So if I was going to bring mages into combat, we want to see pangs. So we got to get an evocation too, if nothing else. And then of the shit that they would have, fire, air, water, earth, nature. We'd probably use the 2 earth more than anything. So we'll do our usual go for construction 2, conjuration 3, construction 4. Soldiers of steel can never go too wrong. Oh yeah, we play with a lot of modded. So we have Scalaria as like our one vanilla nation in the game. Hagia. Every time I looked at it, I just love this color scheme. I love this unit. I love the sprite. This is probably one of my favorite units in the entire game. I know it's a mod, but I mean, this thing is just gorgeous, top to bottom. Fucking 20 hit point, 19 protection, 16 defense, tower shield, ethereal with a magic spatha. It's just gorgeous. Everything on my screen is just gorgeous. So good. New Fountainhead. That gets weird Naga tanks. What the fuck? What is a Gatling gun? What? I usually say that as a joke. Slaw, which has the really nasty Grundarls with 21 protection, 20 hit points, and 20 damage flails that attack twice. Yep, basically won that entire game with those. Us and Iridia. Well, let's hope we don't get into wars with any of them. All right, Sacreds. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot completely about Sacreds. I guess we should get some. All right, Ichthyids is a good solid start. Alright, we lost 8 militia there. Only 1 to friendly fire. 2 mariners didn't get any kills, but that's is what it is. Oh yeah, I never said, but we're listening to the Age of Wonders 2 soundtrack. They have speed 11. These guys have speed 5. These guys have speed 10. Let's put you here. Okay, so they're really damn slow. I know. Who the fuck has... Oh, I looked at a limping one. Whoops. No, they have speed of 10. Okay, then they are in step with that. That's fine. No, we don't really want that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so speed 11 is much more reasonable. Divine Blessing, Sermon of Courage, Word of Power, blah, blah, blah. Good. So, I guess we have Evocation 2. We can send him in, and he'll call Pangs. Call him up. Get him on the phone now. Let's see the Pangs in action. Wait, what? Pang. Minuscule, elusive figments of anxiety conjured by a priest of doubt. Okay, so they have 1 hit point. They're size 1, 10 defense, 0 protection. They're ethereal, of course. They're illusions. This must be, yeah, a ported mod or something, because this spirit form is usually what we would just give them. They have spirit sight, blah, blah, blah. Worry, 10 attack, length 0 with stun. Armor negating, matter resistance negates. So they can be repelled then, right? And if they take 1 poke damage from repel, they just die? Did he get it? Stun, he got stunned. Look at that. Repel value 16 versus 16, but morale negated repel, attacker damaged by repel, ethereal negated the damage. So yes, basically, they're not always going to get repelled and take that poke damage, but it's going to happen a lot by anything with a weapon. So they're banking on the ethereal, but then yeah, 24 versus 20, and then the magic resistance roll, stun. I think he stunned him again too. And yeah, he did die while stunned. What more do you want, really? Oh, okay. We were so preoccupied watching the Pangs. Now we're going to watch the Sacreds in action. If they get into action. Alright, so we nixed Blood Surge, right? How are you already diseased and weakened? How are you already diseased? Yeah, so 13 attack, 16 damage. They have... Oh, we went with Undying 8. Yeah, so they have 19 hit points total. We do have True Sight, which is pretty nice. 11 defense only. Enchanted Blood. Enchanted Blood is mostly so they don't die after combat. Okay. Interesting. Interesting stuff. I will be right back. Okay. Let us continue. I think we may need to move the Sacreds up. Oh, no, here we don't want to move the Sacreds up. Alright, we're going to see some real casualty numbers here now. Okay, we only lost 1 Sacred throughout that, and they got 19 kills, so that's pretty solid. Because they were under... They did hit a direct charge of warriors. And we're definitely under some archer fire. So, yeah, not bad. But again, the militia, like, they got 21 kills too. We only lost 3 of them, and they're pretty dirt cheap. Granted, it's just Wolf Tribe. I know, but still. Wow, we actually have a land connection here. Ooh, doggy. I may exploit that. I may. We have, I mean, we have a very weird, like, narrow strip here. We have another throne here. This is pretty big income and would be a nice choke point. I think we're gonna go for it. Or is this a land connection, or am I sailing? I'm pretty sure it's a land connection, right? Sailing would not be designated by a yellow dotted line. That's not how that works. So, yeah, it's a very strange... It's because, like, this is technically land. You know, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to say how much the Mariner Knights are doing. Alright, I feel like if we go further, we're going to bump into somebody there. So I think I'm going to head back. Now that's sailing. We want to at least secure this area, maybe build a fort in Green Coast. And, then work our way south. This is all for the ripe for the taking. Who are we playing against? We got Scaleria. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We went over this. So, just trying to think of anyone that's gonna have water access. Doesn't look like much. No. No one with, like, easy water access. Yeah, they'd all have to summon stuff. Okay. Okay. Debating about these Mariner Knights, because it's like, I already have these guys as a flank damage roll. Would I rather have archers? I might rather have archers, as much as I like the idea of the Mariner Knights. Except, I can't make archers in forts, which is really annoying. I could get cavalry, though. And that is also pretty good. Do I think I can take this throne? It's gonna be the one with, like, the nature spammers, right? Spam swarm and stuff. Got 139. Possibly. It would be nice. It'd be nice to do so. I could take a few more of these mages to spam pangs. Alright. Let's give it a shot. And let's get... Yeah. Oh, this could be bad. This isn't the problem. It's going to be all the bugs. Many, many bugs. Okay, good, good, good. Strong, good, good. Tower shields coming in handy here. Yes. We lost 19 militia, 5 archers, 1 mariner knight. No sacreds, and they got 90 kills. That means that we picked a decent bless for this point. In the long run, hard to say, but that speaks for itself, I think. Because with no bless, these units we would have lost a lot. What am I going to do with 94 militia? Alright. Oh yeah, we're gonna summon anything? Apprehensions and the supernal. Yeah, okay. I don't know. We don't need much gems. $125 gold extra here, so 243 gold income is pretty nice. Let's take Green Coast so we can get a fort there as well. Also got us more resources, so we can get more militia. Yeah, let's compare these two, shall we? So the archer, the normal vanilla standard archer costs 2 gold less, 4 resource less, 3 recruitment point less. But you get 3 less protection, 3 less morale, 1 less precision, and that's it. So the most contributing factor there is the protection. They get 2 less on the body and a whopping 7 less on the head. But supposedly, there's no higher chance of getting hit in the head compared to melee. So it's still 10%. Supposedly. I don't know if I buy it, but supposedly. So just in a real world example here, we could get 3, 6, 9, 10, almost 11 per turn, compared to 3, 6, 7, almost 7.5. Yeah, I might just take the standard archer then. Granted, we can't get standard archers everywhere, but here you can get the Wolf Tribe Archer. Don't have helmets. Have 9 protection on the body. And otherwise pretty similar. For basically like half the resource cost. But here you have no resources, so... And here you can't get anything but your own archers. 5 per turn. They're specifically non-fort coastal provinces. Kind of an elusive thing, to be honest. Now there we lost 8 sacreds. For whatever reason. Crossbowmen probably just targeted them directly. That would be my guess. 1,200 for a palisade is not super pleasant. Okay, good. 345 gold. 11 units have been cursed in Chibia. What the hell? Oh, it's all these guys. Okay. I didn't get a commander there. I just got a bunch of militia. Okay. Oh yeah, we switched to the Age of Mythology soundtrack. Yeah, I could see playing this nation and not making any sacreds and just picking a bless based on a pretender or on your mages, giving these guys unaging or something and reinvigoration. Especially because they're, you might do communion stuff. Reinvigoration 3 can help. Nice. Also, my fucking... How did you get diseased? Why are you picking up diseases? What ports are you heading into? False prophet in Chibia, huh? Okay, well, before you guys head out, I guess you will be on patrol. How much further east do we want to go, rather than going south towards Iridia? Iridia is going to keep swooping up north here, so I may want to secure that. But I also don't have many throne connections. I only have 2, unless we count water. But we could count water. I don't really have a good thug choice. Unless we count golems. 3 astral, though. With an astral cap, one of these guys could make it. Our pretender. No, I don't know if I gave him earth. Probably didn't. So golems are maybe an option. Otherwise, the supernal maybe could be a thug. Or you just do something like the Troll King or a sleeper maybe. Possibly an option. We just don't have a built-in thug choice of any great options. I mean, maybe a Perfecti if he gets, I would say, Astral. That gives you Body Ethereal, Liquid Body, Quicken Self, Shroud of Bewilderment. You'd have to kit him out quite a bit. And even then, it's kind of iffy with 10 hit points base. Fucking... He's old as well. But he'll have the Bless, which helps a bit. He wouldn't be amazing, but he might be able to do a Water Throne. Otherwise... Well, otherwise, I don't know. It's hard to say after that. Not a real strong thugging nation, it seems. We rooted that out good. Alright, we're gonna want to head back pretty soon. We're running out of... Yeah, we're doing okay, I guess. Yeah, we may attempt water. Okay, so we got Construction 4, Conjuration 3. That's good. Going further down Evocation is going to give us some other good stuff. Eventually, Thicket of Dread. But that requires Glamour Gems, so there's that. Yeah, we may just want to go Construction to try to get this Starshine Skullcap and do Golems. But is there anyone that can make a Golem without that? I don't think so. It's 3 Astral, 2 Earth. Yeah, 3 Astral, 2 Earth. That's gonna be tricky. Yeah, you're only ever gonna get 2 Astral, 2 Earth out of these guys. Right. Yeah, so we'd have to go Construction. We have to go Construction 6 anyways for Golems. Do I want to go for that right away? Could go Thaumaturgy 4 at least. Evocation 3. Get all the Conjuration 4 for site searching purposes. Is it better to go for the Golem or just make the fucking Sleeper? I think a Golem is... Yeah, a Golem's just a better option than a Sleeper. I mean, I also want to see the Apprehension, though, but I can worry about that later. Could also just get a Bane Lord instead. It's another viable option. But we have no death. Never mind. No, our Pretender has death. Yeah, no, just go Construction. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We just gotta hold the line then on these 4 thrones. It'll be perfectly simple. Yeah, we definitely had no arena option. Probably should go around and build temples. Yeah, any one of these guys can do it. Getting a pretty good amount of money now. Look at that, again, no sacred deaths. Always nice to see. Oh yeah, I was gonna send this in there. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. Okay. Make a lab here. We can start just making mages. Great. You guys suck ass, man. Rooted that out real fast. Okay. That way. A lot of militia. Let's get another commander out. I think this is fine for now. Yeah, we're gonna head south. To at least get, like, Griffa, if nothing else. I'm sure if we headed a bit further west, we'd probably bump into a throne. That's something to consider. I should just get, like, a scout. Well, no, he's about to die is what he's about to do. Yeah, he's actually going to die this turn. Alright, get me another scout. And also, you could make... If you get a temple here, you can make sacreds. Which is probably what we want to do, but for now, you can make... Good God. Good God! Okay, we don't need that many. Good. Damn. We lost Bagulath, which is here. And I have to put a decent amount of PD up in both those places. Prevent some nasty shit. It's probably not going to hold. Yeah, this is too many. Too many in one block. Something like that's better. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah, our horses, yeah, they kind of got split off there. Some of them had to run behind, and they got caught on the militia. Light infantry. Wasn't ideal. Not an ideal outcome, but yeah, they got 24 kills there against some shitty light infantry. Big accomplishment. Ah, Scalaria. Well. We also need a lot more money here, but this is pretty good income, so we're gonna bounce back. Don't worry. We're gonna bounce back on our money. Okay. Why don't you move further back? Move slightly inward. Give you some breathing room. Okay. Well, there's no quick throne here, so I'm fine with my decision. Not to mention just the absurd amount of resources available here. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, because it's a Highland River place with 15,000 pop. Like that was a really good spot to build a fort. That's a really good spot. Okay. That was better. That was much better. Still lost a horse, but They're relatively cheap medium calves, so I'll take it. Damn old mages. Oh, damn old mage. Fuck. These aren't even sacred. Wait, why are you old? How did you get to be old already? Oh, so they just have like a rant. Why are you old? Is there a magic site that just ages things? Is there a magic site that ages things? How would I know that? I don't know, because I'm not making these things anywhere else, so it's kind of hard to say. I don't know. There's no like big list of magic sites, or I guess there is one on the mod inspector. But to try to find one that actually will cause aging, I mean, who knows? I'll never find that. Never find that. I know there's one that causes spread disease. Apparently there's one that curse stuff. You know, there's ones that modify scales a lot. But ones that specifically cause aging, I wouldn't be shocked at all if that existed. But I don't know. All right. Well, we got this. We got Griffa. I really don't need to go past this. And the more you expand, the more likely you are to trigger a war. Should already try to make friends with New Fountainhead, because I don't want to fight those big snake tanks. Sounds awful. Good. Famine, blah, blah, blah. Alright, we're good here. Let's go here. Deal with that. Deal with this. Grab this. Maybe fight this throne. We'll see. Research is clipping along pretty nicely. There's definitely something spreading disease. He's fucking diseased. Did I build my fort on a well of pestilence here? I'll never find it. I don't have any death mages. So, well, my pretender, I guess. Oh no, we picked the giant. Yeah. Hey, New Fountainhead accepted. That's excellent. And we lost that. Great. diseases and old age everywhere. What is happening? Are we cursed? Miglia. Oh, what an asshole. I gotta chase you around the world now? Alright, it's a few turns for construction 7. I can make a... Well, no, I can't make a golem. That's the whole point. You're just moving every turn? Okay, odds are you're not gonna move. That's my shit. Thank you, asshole. Right. Alright. Why? Sometimes it just doesn't go. There you go. Thank you. Holding it now. Just attack. Attack. Attack rear. Uh-huh. Ugh. Here, split into 2, I suppose. Do a little overlap there. Okay. Got another 104 archers we can throw together. Yeah, good. Good, good, good. So they're not blessed sacreds, but I'm bringing them out anyways. Not to do much, though. We'll deal with this. Soon, 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 soon. Died from a disease. Died from a disease. We can go back home. Oh yeah, we have 179 units here. Of course. It's a ridiculous amount of units. Also, we need a temple and a lab there at some point. Pretty easy when you don't get any wars. Something like that. Move as one big package. I don't know. You're done now. Seen all I need to see. So after construction 7, well, probably alteration 3 at least for the golems to cast body ethereal. Also, we're going to do remote site searching, by the way. Why don't we do that? No, not that. Haru specs. You didn't cast that monthly, though. Haru specs. Augury. Arcane probing. Gnome lore. Voice of Apsu. Prospect. We got everything, baby. The only thing we don't get is glamour. Or death. That's alright. Nothing. 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 Flowering forest. Enchanted windmill. Famine. Horror marked. The Veil of Infinite Horror has been found. Many have been marked. That's not good. I lost a guy. Oh yeah, him. That's okay. I can start making you, though. You can start making temple here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. No, not you. Good. Pleased with that. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could take some glamour mages to do pangs. Since we're kind of... No, we're not done with research, of course. Not nearly. So 2, yeah, that's the 2 glamour. Did I have a 2 glamour mage that I could make? Oh yeah, Perfectes can all cast that. Okay, let's start making Perfectes here. We'll hold off on taking any mages. Well, no, maybe I should bring all my earth mages. 2 earth. You're gonna die from old age, but you're something. You're something. You're already slow. That's annoying. Nothing. Nothing. Copper idol. Enchanted field. Gateward valley. Nothing. 2 painted caves. And we're starving. We're gonna starve a bit more in a second. Right, so we need someone to forge a Starshine Skullcap, which takes 10 Astral Pearls. I can do that. Then for a shield... What is the... This is Air 1, Earth 1. Is that even possible? I don't think that's possible for me. Unfortunately. No, I mean, it's really one or the other. Damn. And I didn't take AR on the Pretender, I know that. No way to get Air 1, Earth 1. Damn. Not without empowering. Okay, because that would have been a nice shield. Otherwise, I guess we'll go with the Vine Shield. It's a classic for a reason. I think for armor, we're probably going to do the classic Black Steel, although we can make much higher end stuff than that, can I? Iron Face. But that's 3 Earth. I ain't got 3 Earth. I'd have to make Earth Boots first, and then make this. But that's probably... +5 natural protection is pretty good. Yeah, we can't look at his stats, but I think that's what we want. So I guess you're gonna make yourself Earth Boots. For a weapon, we're probably looking at the good old classic Frostbrand. It's a classic for a reason. But I wonder how good this Singing Sword actually is. I've looked at it. I think we've used it before, but it was kind of hard to tell if it was good. I think maybe I looked at the Discord and people mentioned it. Singing Swords are great. The only problem is it doesn't kill very fast, right? The benefit of the Frostbrand is it kills a whole square of stuff in one shot, which is pretty big. But what the Singing Sword does, of course, is it cuts down on harassment. So if we're stacking defense, which I think we kind of are, okay, we're going to go for the Singing Sword. Well, can I? Yeah, no, I can't. Glamour 2. I don't even know if my Pretender can make. This is all a moot point, because I can't make it without Gossamer Veil, which requires Glamour 3. So really our only option is the the Frostbrand. Okay, it would have been kind of interesting. We'll just make the Frostbrand. Then for armor... Auto charge body's kind of nice, isn't it? He's not going to have as high a protection. But he will have Iron Skin. There's also the Chainmail Displacement, which is pretty fucking significant since we're defense stacking anyways. We're going to be underwater, so there's no arrows. And it has 19 protection. I think we probably go with that. That's Glamour 2 again. Damn it. That would have been really good. We don't need much. Underwater thrones are easy for a reason. So I think we're probably just gonna go with... Let's go with this. Then for boots... I'd probably lean towards... Oh yeah, there's Boots of Quickness. Pretty classic option. Okay, we have to get another Water 2 guy. I don't think we can get it this turn anyways, so it's fine. And then miscellaneous items, one of them has to be... No, he doesn't need a Ring of Water Breathing, he's inanimate. So it could be anything. The Dancing Trident is a classic. Yeah, the Dancing Trident's a classic. Fucking invisibility is pretty insane, but that's glamour 5. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, I'd say the dancing trident and probably just like the burning pearl. Hard to go wrong. Or maybe the cat eye charm for more defense stacking. Or the astral serpent. Also pretty nice. Or we can get them enlarged. Cat charm could be good. Okay, I'm on board with the cat charm. And the dancing trident. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Okay. Farm of Plenty. Nothing. No, nothing. 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 Garden of Frozen Flowers. Enchanted Gate. Our god has arrived. And we are not doing well in Nonoria, so let's move the fuck out of there. Big old battle for the throne. We got too many units. To say the least, we have too many fucking units. What a mess. This is gonna be such a kludge. I don't know, just... I really should have brought Legion of Steel. I should have... Ah, fuck! Forgot I had that. That would have been massively better. Whoops. Chalk that up to being big dumb. We'll be fine. Okay. Right. So we made the cap, right? Someone with 2 astral and 2 earth. I sent them all off. You. And you're already wounded. Okay, you're going back home. He can make some big stuff. He can make some big stuff. Right? He can make the chainmail of displacement. Nice. Oh, I did take big glamour for some reason. What armor did I make exactly? I made this. And then we were going to give him the earth boots. And he was going to forge this nice helmet. 15 earth gems. Fuck. So we have a helmet, we have the shield, we have the weapon, we have the armor. We don't have the boots. We'll hold off a turn on that. We technically have 2 miscellaneous items, I think. Yeah. And we're probably fine with them. He's too low level to make the Ring of Invisibility. We only went Glamour 3. So I guess just research. Bigly research here. Yeah, alright. Spent too long deliberating about all this. Cludge. Big Cludge. Iron Bane, love it. So nice to have on my entire army. But man, we sniped those commanders real good. We lost 1 archer, 1 sacred, 9 lancers total. Technically 8 horses. And 3 militia. Those militia got 106 kills, and only 3 of them died. That's probably the best militia unit we've ever seen. Yeah. Outstanding militia unit. But I mean, that for medium cav, Jesus. Right. So technically we're done now. Yeah, technically we're done now. Now we just wait on the golem. Now it's putting a lot of faith in the golem. Granted. Yeah, we need a lot of astral pearls. We did not do too well on remote site searching because we kept running out of gems. I'd have to start it up again. What is still going on? Voice of Apsu and Augury. Okay. So let's get Haru specs going again. And we'll get Arcane Probing going again. Get Gnome Lore going again. Auspex has the shortest range. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And we could start getting the end of the rainbow. Why not? Okay. After evocation, I guess let's go down enchantment for a bit. Nothing. Lake of Living Water, Bronze Pillar, Quicksand, Voidwind Plain. Nothing. Nothing. It's all good stuff. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we're up to 5 astral pearls per turn. We dumped everything, but let's see. We have weapon, shield, Helm. We don't have boots. And we only have one miscellaneous. Oh no, we have two. Yeah, we just don't have boots. I need a 2 water guy. You. Forge boots of quickness, please. And I'm going to start making a palisade here. Oops. Nope. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, and you know. This is what we're doing. This is how we're operating. Wow, it was a lot of nothing. Not great. Well, we should be friends with Iridia and Scaleria. Oh, Scaleria declared war. We lost Ossuary. Okay, we'll get there. All right. Go over here. Yeah, we probably could dump everything now and make our golem. $35. Damn it. My research is empty. Oh no. Okay, already accepted and then declared war. So there's that. On Sunridge, Gorge of Echoes, Citadel of the Lore Masters, Enchanted Windmill, Grove of Fertility. That was a good turn. Except for all the, you know, war. So Iridia, we have 3 turns then before he can do anything. I think we'll try to just accumulate funds here. Alright, so he's got 27 protection, 26 on the body, 31 on the head. So he has auto iron skin. Is that what you're telling me? I mean, what else would be boosting his natural protection? So he just has auto... Yes. Okay, so that is his final number. So that's pretty good. He's got 20 defense, which isn't amazing. That could be higher. But he's slash pierce resistant. He's got the Vine Shield, Frostbrand, Quickness, Charge Body, the Dancing Trident, and he'll have Body Ethereal. So, yeah, I think he'll be pretty good. And he has 85 hit points. We could have given him Trample instead of Quickness, but I think that's better. Alright, so you're just going to cast on yourself, Body Ethereal, Astral Shield, Resist Magic, and then attack rearmost. we certainly spent a lot of gems. We're gonna get a lot more quickly, but... yeah. Also, we just have far too many fucking units. It's 250. I need a third one. Okay. Nah, I don't really care if I lose that stuff. Not really. Mishrouded Ruins, Enchanted Tower, blah, blah, blah. Down in Underhome, let's watch. Body Ethereal, Astral Shield, Resist Magic. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Took a little bit of damage there, which is not especially promising, I'd say, but, you know. All right, let's do it. Yeah, the Mine Lords. That's a little worrisome, admittedly. Can we get... yeah, endless bag of wine. That's... oh no, there's also the cauldron. That's 3 nature, though. And our guy didn't take nature. No way we're getting that, so just give me endless bags of wine. Alright. Gorge, nothing. Nothing. Veiled Valley, nothing. Nothing. Mercury Paw, Enchanted Well. Stormy Deep. Let's see how this goes. He's gonna die. Alright, so... yeah, I think... probably instead of Iron Skin, Fear... the horror helmet would probably have done much better. But it's also just not an easy thing for a single guy, a single guy to do. He ain't got no body. He ain't got no body. Fucking Sea King took over Underhome? That's not gonna be good. Now, instead of the Golem, we could go for the Wraith Lord, right? We could go Conjuration 8. Oh no, we can't do that. That's 5 death. He's only got 4, and I can't give him any booster, I don't think. Well, there's the ring, right? Right. Huh. There's the Ring of Sorcery. Requires 6 astral to make, though. I can make that. Yeah. I just need 60 astral pearls. Great. But yeah, the Wraith Lord would be pretty damn strong. Because I would have built-in Ethereal, built-in Fear Aura of 8. It would be Amphibious. It would also have a Cold Aura. 33 hit points. 18 protection, 16 defense. And comes in with 3 death. Meaning that it can cast Soul Vortex on itself. And invulnerability. Yeah, the Wraith Lord's probably the way to go. So let's pivot. We're just gonna put all our money into protecting down here. Don't really need it, but yeah. Music is so intense. Yeah, so we have to go to Conjuration 8, right? That's fine. It'll take a little bit, in a minute, not too long. Scalaria will basically never crack this open, not without a really concerted effort. But we do need to get these bags of wine placed. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. We don't need the 60 pearls until then, but then we also need how many death gems to summon a Wraith Lord? That's the real tricky part. 40, which is basically like 160 other gems if I'm not going to start. So I really should start getting death. Alright, he'll slow down our research because he's not going to participate, but he's our only option for finding death shit. Unless I summon some other thing right now with death magic. But we'll keep it simple. Stable. We are shelf stable. Okay. Yeah, fucking Dark Knowledge costs 4 death gems each. Yeah, we're doing some goofy stuff here. Banking on thugs to take water thrones. I mean, it wouldn't be too much trouble to just go to war. We're already at war with Scalaria, so I could just bop over here and take this throne. And then quickly go to war here to take this throne and call it a day. But, you know, I like doing different stuff, and I've never actually made a Wraith Lord, so I'm kind of excited about that. If we ever can actually summon a Wraith Lord. Really lost Eagle Reach Mountains, huh? Well, gives me something to do, right? Also, I should be building temples everywhere. What happened to that plan? cannot find a single death site. And I know for a fact there's one that's causing disease everywhere. Over on Green Coast. Look at this. Look, something is happening here. And I want an explanation. I want you to specifically cast Dark Knowledge here. I want answers. We do have a pretty healthy amount of gem income now. Construct temple. I'm gonna send you this way to make more temples. We'll get all the temples. We want to be temple secure. I'm gonna put money into PD here. Well of Pestilence. Yep. Don't you love building your fort on a farmland and you find a well of pestilence later on it? Really gets the juices flowing. All that for one death gem. It's a joke. It's a joke! I don't know why Iridia wants to fight. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I feel like New Fountainhead is going to be fighting soon. What are you doing, man? What are you doing sending in behemoths and shit? Damn, Eagle Reach Mountain. So there's still... Oh, yeah, right. Diarrhea spreading amongst the militia. Forgot about the diarrhea. Okay, we're gonna go back there. Oh, Scalaria, you big stupid head. Well, I guess it's amusing to watch while we wait for our Wraith Lord to come out. Iridia refused. Struck temple. Yeah, like 4 turns left for that. Should be fine. Your priest has banished the dark forces from the realm. Well, great. Who doesn't like that? 1 death gem per turn. That's what we found after spending like 20 death gems. Miserable. Absolutely miserable. And yet I'm inclined to just keep doing it because I have a lot of gems now. I don't think we really even need to do it, but I'm going to do it. We probably could start making him gear. You know, I could see taking similar stuff. You know, there's not going to be like one, like, here, this is what you want. Put this on every Wraith Lord and you will dominate. I'm sure there's something similar to that. Yeah, I mean, most people say you don't need anything other than just invulnerability and soul vortex. Which is probably true. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could see, like, you really don't need any gear for him. I just kind of feel like I should. And if you have enough gem income, I guess you could just make Wraith Lords every turn. I mean, that would be a lot of death gem income, but you could just... I don't think you'd make one every turn, but you can make quite a few of them. This music is so funky. This is still Age of Mythology? Yeah, it is. Jesus. So much funk. You're right. Wraith Lords are immortal and will return from the land of the dead if defeated in battle. That's a pretty big, significant thing. Oh, yeah, I completely missed that text. Immortal. So, yeah, once you make it, you'll always have it. That's pretty powerful. Now, you don't have the gear, and that's why it's like, there's not much point in gearing them, because you can just send them back out and call it a day. But, yeah, I think if I was going to make gear... we probably just want... I mean, his armor is... he's got an 18 protection plate hauberk and a 21 protection full helmet. I guess the thing is, like, well, these are... yeah, you want a magic. We don't need iron skin because we're going to use invulnerability anyways. So probably just making, like, a black steel helmet for a little extra protection is fine. The black steel full plate is 24 protection. We could give him the shroud so he'd be sacred. He'd be like perma-blessed. Which is not a bad option. Because he would get what? He'd get some attack bonus. He'd get some defense bonus. He would get fate weaving. Which is pretty nice. To kill more shit. But maybe there's like the Armor of Knights is pretty decent. It's cheap. Okay, I'll make the Armor of Knights. We'll make the helmets. Boots of Grasping Earth is a solid choice. Of course, give him a Vine Shield, always a classic. We'll give him a Frostbrand, always a classic. We'll give him the Burning Pearl for +4 attack. And give him the... give him the Astral Serpent. Probably anti-magic shit, maybe. Rather than worrying about defense. Not, you know... But with the Vine Shield and Boots of Grasping Earth, his defense might be intact. But yeah, I think the anti-magic. Okay, we'll go with that. And just a few turns before we get him online. I think we will never find another death site as long as we live, so that's fun. Build temple. Move here. Nope. And we just lost 3 more guys to disease, so that's fun. Build temple. Build temple. Doing okay, and we're gonna get Conjuration 8. And then we need Alteration 6. this for Soul Vortex. Is pretty important. And then after that, I mean, who really cares, right? Got this in the bag. We're gonna infinite Wraith Lords that we can send out that are immortal. We'll never have any death gems ever. We lost 3 more mages to disease. Problematic. Oh yeah, we could also contemplate Supernal if we wanted to see what that would look like. Oh right, I need to make the ring. The Ring of Sorcery, 60 pearls. I guess let's do that. Easy P. Isn't this exciting? So excited, passing turns over and over. This is what we do. What we do in the late game. All right, there you go. 5 death. Now we can cast Wraith Lord with 40 death gems. Not super cheap, but this is all expendable now. There you go. Cast Wraith Lord. I want to see him. Show him to me. Jesus. Came in with his doom stack there. 468. I lost 74. He lost 360. Look at that. My archer's got 108 kills. Didn't lose anybody. Pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, though, we should move everything back so the PD can do more. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, there he is. He's ready. But we do need alteration 6. Go, fucking 2 turns. Really? No one can do an extra little bit? Here, if you research, that'll do it. Okay. Yeah, so now the, oh, he moved. Oh, he took this throne. Oh, shit. He's in my shit. He's in my shit. Okay, well, we're gonna go take our shit back. So you're going to cast Invulnerability, Soul Vortex. Because you could cast Skeletal Body as well. What an asshole. Yeah, serves you right. Alright, let's see the Wraith Lord in his first test against sea trolls. Bunch of sea trolls. Seems pretty good. Seemed pretty solid. Oh, Vine Shield doesn't work underwater. Well, that's notable. Thanks for the heads up there. Whoops. So he's got 33 protection versus mundane attacks. And, oh, he can't do skeletal body because of spirit form. That's right. He's got the fear aura. He's got the chill aura. He's ethereal. Soul vortex with 68 hit points. Yeah, it's pretty good. And he does have the boots. So the boots will grip. Okay, my Wraith Lord versus your Bane. Let's see who wins. Yep, that's who wins. Oh, we're starving again in the Mountains of Evernight? No, we're not. Why are you lying to me? I'll make another bag, though. Right, we actually have to claim this now. That's the tricky thing. Oh, it's not that tricky. We have to just give him a Ring of Water. I made that sound like it was a big deal, and then it wasn't. I guess for right now, just throw this at it. That's pretty good. Oh, and this gives 5 death gems per turn. Alright, let's make an alternate shield here, then. Since that didn't work out. What's a good shield? This auto spell Bewitching Lights is pretty nice. Not likely to get too much. Magic resistance negates easily. But, you know, against a throne here, shitty underwater troops, they probably don't have much. And it's area effect 3. Yeah, why don't you make that? Or Awe +1 is pretty fucking good, too. Both are pretty solid, actually. Alright, we'll go with Awe. He is awesome, isn't he? Isn't he? Right. We'll get to that. Okay. 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 I know about the starving. You don't have to remind me about the starving. Okay. And you get yourself this cool shield. Throw Awe 1 onto your mix. And head straight down. I think then Skeletal Body's not even worth it. It's really the only 2 buffs that matter. Yeah, fine. And then you can head down here to pick up your ring and then get to these spots and do some magic. The magic of claiming a throne. I guess we could summon another Wraith Lord just in case. Oh no, let's do the Supernal. We'll see that. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? What the hell is going on? Okay, he's in there. I don't know what's happening exactly. Is he getting trampled? He's getting trampled. So he's getting shoved around a bit. But yeah, he's still perfectly fine. He still has, you know, absurd stats. And 20 MR is pretty good. And the Soul Vortex healing anything he does take. And there you go. Yeah, he's pretty insane, actually. He's pretty insane. For something that I can just make repeatedly, it's pretty insane. And it has immortality. Oh, so here's the Supernal. 4 Astral, 2 Glamour, Sacred, but doesn't have any Holy. Ethereal, Spirit Form, or Illusion. Damage Reversal, Teleport. No, just Blink. No Teleport. Map Move 20. 0 Protection, 19 MR. 30 Morale, blah, blah, blah. Has the Refutation thing. Armor, 999 damage, false damage, blah, blah, blah. It's not really worth that much. Well, it's not a thug. It's not a thug. It's just a high-end glamour caster that you can bring into battle. But to summon it, you need to be a high-end glamour caster. Right? You need Conjuration 7. You need 3 Astral, 2 Glamour yourself. So you've gained 1 Glamour by casting it. And I guess you can do it repeatedly. But what are you going to do with high-end Glamour? Spam Enslave Mind, I guess? Just not bad. Oh, you get Arc's Supernalis. You can cast that for you. Not that you'd want to cast that. It can cast Gateway, but that's... It can only have 10... No. Well, it's against the 100 magic leadership, but I don't know. I'm not sure. It's there, it exists. But I'm not sure. Yeah, we're basically done now. We got 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We just gotta claim them. We're still starving badly? How? I think we got this on lock. I had 350 archers sitting there. That's fun. Okay, just a couple turns here. Blah, 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 blah. He might Scalaria might attack again at some point here. But it looks to be pretty simple. Now, you might say... There you go. Oh, you attack good water. Where I have my Wraith Lord. Oh, and I had my Prophet moving in. Lithsmater. Ooh, boy, that's nasty. Yeah, but 14 hit points, no protection. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to put PD here. Whoops. Not that it matters, we win. You know, like, the last, like, hour was just building up a water unit to just take these couple thrones. And it didn't really matter anything about my nation that I was playing, really. But, you know, the nation got us into that position, and we were able to hold these positions throughout the game. And we were at war with two nations. And yeah, Iridia didn't do anything, sure. But that's because, again, like, I was able to hold that. I was able to afford this PD and have, you know, have this position. I was able to hold this against Scalaria's, like, multiple doom stacks and stuff. And that's based on my nation and all that, so... Yeah, I you know, this happens sometimes where we kind of just sit in a comfortable position for a long time, but the nation and it being good or us being able to pilot it well enough gets us into that position. So it's all fine. Yeah, we finally got to make Wraith Lords, who are really quite powerful if you can summon them. Right, so Trante, pretty good. I'd rank this as a pretty damn solid nation. I know we only made like one mage type throughout the entire game. We made some perfecties, but we didn't really do anything with them, and we made Baristes, but we didn't really do anything with them. I guess we didn't really do much with any of the mages. That's not uncommon though. But yeah, like, this militia is just really solid. It probably is a bit too solid, maybe. Because this is, like, one of the only nations ever where I've actually primarily made a militia unit for my military. And we didn't really even lose that many. We probably lost, what, throughout the whole game? Maybe, like, 60 of them or something? That's crazy. Giving them a tower shield and a 15 damage trident with 15 defense. This needs to be more like 12. If this were 12, I'd say it'd be much more balanced. I'd still be like, oh, okay, it's not bad. I mean, you get the tower shield, 12 defense. I mean, a lot of things are going to hit that and blah, blah, blah. Like, but with 15 defense, it's like, holy shit. So that would be one thing I would say. The rest of the lineup, if that did get nerfed, I would say is pretty well balanced. I was kind of interested in using the Mariner Knights, but it just was like, I only have so much room for flankers. And the Sacreds are just, they're not amazing. It's a different type of Sacred. I do think it really encourages kind of a working man's bless. But, you know, you could go heavier on them and make them into something pretty nasty. I don't know, it's a really blank canvas of a unit. But it's not like that shit. It's not like a flagellant or something. It would have been nice to see one of them with a shield. I admit, because then it really just kind of is like, okay, like, I gotta have these militia. Because the only other shielded unit you have that you can make anywhere is the Guild Knight, which is pretty good, and we could have gone with that. And I think if the regular militia was nerfed, I'd be maybe more inclined to go with this. But yeah, you could very easily have made these guys your frontliners if you just give them like air shield or something like that, or hard skin, or, you know, yeah, you could have given them. Yeah, you would have had to have taken some sort of incarnate bless to do that, I think. It's not bad. It's really, I mean, it's a well put together nation. It's not really like drastically unique or different or anything. This is a nation I wouldn't be shocked to see in the vanilla game. We didn't really see much use out of the Pangs, but that's just because I didn't bring along mages into that many combats, and that's mostly because this was a pretty easy game. But hey, this was against Mighty AI. I've moved up to Mighty AI, and I'm happy with it. We're getting wins. Yes, it's defensive, but it's just annoying. I probably could have won this against Impossible AI, to be honest. Well, maybe. That Doom stack that launched against here would have been pretty spicy. And then Iridia might have had enough in that case to just be like, ah, fuck this, and actually just launch it. But the PD dissuaded them or something from ever going up here. Or they were busy elsewhere. Hagia really didn't do well at all, did they? Yeah, they got, like, almost pushed back to their capital here. Crazy. And fucking New Fountainhead made it all the way down here. Oh, he actually lost this to New Fountainhead. Wild. I would have thought Hagia would have done much better. But maybe I just have a bias. Just because I just love the slay. I mean, I also like this thing. I think all these sprites look phenomenal. Really just gorgeous color scheme. Great sprites. Look at that. I mean, that's so good. It's like Heroes of Might and Magic 2 stuff. It's just excellent. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. So yeah, Trante, pretty solid. Definitely a thumbs up. I don't know if they have done any other nations that I've added. They have, yeah. They have done a... They've done like a trilogy. Right, so they've done a trilogy, the Ashes, Doubt, Ambition trilogy of nations. EA Velsia, MA Trante, and LA Trinica. So I've added all three of those. So we probably should have gone in order, but I don't think they're actually... I don't think it's a progression thing. I think it's 3 different nations. I'm not sure what ties them all together. But yeah, I'm certainly interested in checking out the other 2 at some point. I guess maybe they are kind of linked together. Anyways, my name is Mangg. This has been Dominion 6. I'll see you fine folks next time.